people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
Well, look, I'm just going to say it out loud. The first thing I noticed is, and I had to say it, Maxwell, the observation was that Jude Law was there right out the gate. Very nice. That was a very nice opening. Welcome back to the PJ Campbell Network, where we're doing Holiday Movie Survivor Island, where I'm sure there's about to be blood and tears all night, and we're going to fight to get our top 10 Christmas movies of all time made here tonight. I'm sure this is going to end very, very well. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I am in my new house. I have my new setup. It's not 100% finished, but I'm proud of how good it looks, all things considered. I have a little bit of a different approach from my last studio. I decided to focus on some figures and stuff here, but I think it looks real good. And yes, I did decide to start with Jude Law. I have a feeling some people may be mentioning the movie in which that scene is from tonight, amongst others featured in that opening.
Yeah.
And so that's how it goes.
I appreciate it. I thought it was very lovely. Nicely done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we got some stuff going on before we jump into all this craziness tonight?
We sure do. We have a lot of stuff going on. This week, this is really the beginning of a holiday-filled week. Tomorrow night, we are doing a watch-along of Christmas Vacation, arguably the best of the vacation films, certainly one of the funniest holiday films. That'll be at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, our normal time. And then we have back-to-back holiday-based shows on Wednesday and Thursday night this week. Wednesday, Suddenly Soundtracks is back, with an add it to our playlist, holiday playlist edition. Host Chris Clark is joined by myself, PJ, Jen Kemp, and Danny from Call to Action, as opposed to tonight where we're going to sharpen our knives and try and stab each other so that our favorites make the list. In this game, all people will just get to make their own playlist. It'll be a little friendlier because that's how Chris Clark rolls. And then Thursday night, Front Center Mez is back with a very special favorite holiday musicals episode featuring, of course, myself and PJ, alongside our special guests, Preston Max Allen and Mark and Draco.
Can I say this out loud real quick now? Can we say it?
I believe Schmodown spoilers are okay.
Yeah,
Who just won the belt.
Yeah, current team's champion of the world.
It's true. Friday night, we are doing a double feature watch-along. Christmas is getting a little spooky. We are watching Krampus and Gremlins. These are some of the spookier Christmas movies. I love both of them. Really excited to watch these. We'll probably start a little earlier than normal. Check back later in the week for an exact time. Of course, if you didn't get a chance to watch the Mando recap show, we aired it today instead of yesterday.
I'm sorry. It's there. You can go watch it. It's total chaos. It's impossible to keep Sean Sullivan on the rails.
Theory Daddy was in fine form, I'm sure.
Yeah, and also there's a new character entitled Milk Daddy, so,
Oh, of course there is.
Take that for what you will.
Couple other notes. We have some special stuff coming up. I need to double check the calendar because I don't want to give anyone the wrong information. So Saturday the 19th, a Patreon voted added watch along. We're doing a double feature of the Christmas Chronicles films, the first and the second. We will let you know what time this is going to be. Most likely a little earlier than normal. Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. And then we also have next Tuesday, the 22nd of December, another Patreon voted watch along double feature of the OG Star Wars Holiday Special, which is available in all its madness and glory on YouTube, and the new Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, which is available on Disney Plus. So lots of fun holiday stuff coming up over the next week and a half. And of course, before we go any further, a huge thank you to our patrons. Let's roll that clip and then let's get started with the holiday battle, shall we?
Yeah, I think that's a great call. Let's do it.
Ow! Son of a nutcracker! Something wrong. You've been putting up with my shit just way too long. I'm so gifted at finding what I don't like the most. So I think it's time for us to have a toast.
And let me apologize that was the old version of that and not the new version. The new version was not in this brand folder. So I also have to shout out our newest producers, Patty Carrillo and Anton Putra. Thank you guys so much, and I'll make sure next time that the right video is in the right folder. But if you haven't already, do check out our Patreon. Maybe there's a tier that's right for you. Take a quick look. You get all sorts of fun stuff, like upcoming commentary track for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang that'll be coming before the end of the month. Now, it's not just going to be PJ and I tonight. I mean, I don't think it would be that fun to watch us argue about films, so we need to have some other people. Joining us first is someone who has become something of a fixture of the network lately, and then I could not make me happier that she's been around so much. You know her. You love her. Tonight she's going by Tannenbaum. It's Teresa, a.k.a. Tree. What's up,
Hello.
Teresa?
I think this is the first time I've ever been brought on first, so that's very exciting.
Oh, good. Well,
yeah, we're glad to have you, number one. And look, you earned it, right? You worked your way from the bottom. You gym ratted your way into the network, and now here you are.
Exactly. So I've had my experience fighting, and now I'm bringing it tonight because this is actually my first one of these Survivor Islands. I've never been on one before, so double excitement tonight.
I apologize in advance.
To be fair, when we did the Best Disney Parks Attraction show like months and months ago,
yes,
it was kind of a similar format. We just hadn't come up with a Survivor Island.
Down though, we were judging each other, but we weren't like taking people's choices out of contention. True,
fair. Okay, well, our next guest has something going on with his face. It's Tim Franco.
What is happening with Tim? Tim, you look like Michael Jackson. I'm scared.
Hello! I'll do my Pee Wee Herman impression. Just pull the tape off. Ah! That's what happens when you sit backstage and you're just like waiting for it to get brought on. You fiddle with stuff that's on your desk, and that's what I did. So, hope you guys are ready for tonight because I do not play nice with these Survivor Islands. So, you better be ready for me to kill something precious, just so someone can use a save. That's my
I'm realizing
game.
now that 4 of the 5 of us who are about to be on this panel, we're all on the Beatles panel together, which already tells me this is not going to go well.
Well, that's a perfect segue to bring in our final competitor, guest, charlatan. I don't know what word to
Thunderdome
use.
employee.
Assassin.
This evening, she is going by none other than Jingle Jen. It's the meme queen herself. Jen Kemp, what's up, Jen?
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I got a little worried once I saw that Tim was going to be here. I thought at first this was going to be like a nice little merry holiday gathering, and now it's going to be a lab. So, yeah.
Damn it, Tim! Look at what you've started.
Now, we also
man.
can't do a Survivor
game.
Island without our game board. So I'm going to bring up the game board. And alongside the game board, if he can hear me, is only by audio, is Chris Clark. Can you hear me, Chris?
Oh, I can hear you guys. Let me get
Chris, do you want to run through the rules real quick before we get started?
Oh yeah, if you guys have never really done Survivor Island, it's simple. Everybody you probably have. I think everybody has. You guys, most of you were on the Beatles thing. But anyway, you get basically 2 saves, 1 save and 1 kill. All right. Everybody nominates something. They have cards in their hands for their respective nominations. They will put down their nomination on the respective game board piece, and everybody votes. And if regardless of vote, somebody can decide to kill and somebody can decide to save. So every man for himself, and friendships are going to be ruined. It's going to be great. So it's pretty simple and self.
Chris, you've become the master of destroying people's friendships. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I'm the game master for a reason. So if somebody uses a kill, they would drag over their kill to their thing, and they used it. So bada bing. You see what I'm doing? Yeah, I just wanted to kill you. I wanted to
Bada bing, bada boom.
And I'd also like to say that as opposed to the Beatles,
This is a great
there will be
question,
no
Brady.
kills at the end. So all
Oh, no,
kills
yeah.
will occur
Yeah, I
before
took that
the
out.
top 10 is finalized. And then at the end, we can figure out the order.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you don't use a
Okay.
kill or a save, you just don't use them. So
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Indeed. So I think the best way to do this is just to go in order from top to bottom, starting with the namesake himself. PJ Campbell-Claus, what's your first nomination? And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, and all others, the way we present them, at least speaking for myself, is not necessarily going to be in like top order. There's going to be strategy involved based upon what's already been named. Might throw some curveballs in at different times. James White is prepared to judge us also. Thanks for joining us in the chat, James. Can't wait to be judged by you. Nothing says getting judged quite like an Orioles fan.
And I'm going to say right now, like, my list is a very me list, which makes sense, but there is also a little bit of me knowing that there's a couple of you on here who are probably putting other things, so I tried to get around putting certain things that
there was strategy
the same.
involved in me picking films that I didn't think anyone else would have, in the hopes that certain films I was upset to leave off, I was pretty confident would be on other people's list.
Yeah. So
All right,
with that
PJ.
said, I mean, we're going to start with the one thing that it has to be on here by the end of the night, and if it's not, I'm going to be very, very upset. Chris, I'm going to mute you because I'm getting an echo, just a heads up. But here we go. I'm going to start right now, and it is a movie that means very much to me, and that is Die Hard. This is like the ultimate Christmas film, you guys. This is a dude who is like trying to save his family at Christmas time. His wife gets kidnapped by terrorists in a building. There's bullets and blood and Christmas caroling, and it's the best, and we should have it on the list. There's just, you have to have Die Hard. If this is a Christmas list, Die Hard has to be on there.
Jen? Yes? No? What are your thoughts?
I absolutely agree. I don't know if it's the ultimate Christmas film, but it is definitely a Christmas film, and that debate can definitely go to bed. But yeah, I had it at number 4. It's something that I think everyone has added to their watch-along lists at this point, just to kind of be like a palate cleanser in between all the sweetness. So absolutely 100%, I'm on board for Die Hard.
Tim?
Yeah, I didn't put it on my list only because I know it was going to be on at least PJ's list. I knew so. I'm okay. I'm okay with it going forward, of course. So I'm a yes. Yeah, I mean it's. I don't even want to talk about the Christmas debate. That's just the stupidest thing I ever hear talking about.
It's the dumbest thing in the
I hate
entire
it so
world.
much.
So dumb.
It's second on the list of things I hate people to talk about behind the what movie would you watch for 24 hours for $1 million? It's like any movie.
Any movie.
Yeah, give me something.
And I hate the people that are like, well, I wouldn't watch this. It's like, well, you're a stupid idiot. So anyways, that's my talk on that. So yeah, Die Hard's fine. It's good.
All right, Tree.
I'm a yes on this too. This wasn't on my list, but I think it's, in terms of being, a genre movie, it's probably the best one that actually does incorporate Christmas throughout. They don't just say like, oh, this is set at Christmas, or we're going to put a few decorations here. Like they build it into the world itself, and Christmas is an integral part of the movie. So even though it's not in my top 10, but I have no problems with this being on the list.
I am also going to be a yes. This is one I didn't put on my list only because I was positive PJ was going to, and why waste a spot that I was confident someone else is going to. So, the first film nominated is unanimous, so we're off to a pretty pleasant start. And I guess that means it's my time. And instead of PJ's approach by picking a film that he needed to make the list, I'm gonna throw a curveball here. Let me start off by saying that, yes, this is a Christmas movie. It takes place at Christmas. It features gorgeous Christmas imagery. I would argue that the main character's journey and plight is not necessarily dissimilar from what Ebenezer Scrooge goes through. It also has a lot more sex and mystery than probably any other movie mentioned
I knew this was coming.
today. It is going to be Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut.
Real quick, we did get a Streamlabs donation already from Brandon Buck. He just donated to the Streamlabs. He said, was looking to upgrade my patron membership, but the next tier is sold out. Sad tier. So, Brandon,
we
we'll
would be
figure that
happy
out.
to open up an additional availability for you if you're interested. Just send PJ or I a DM if you're serious about that. We can open it up for you, no problem.
Yeah, it's you, Buck. We got you.
Yep. So, Eyes Wide Shut. Let's start with PJ.
This is not one of my favorite movies, if I'm being honest. I'm not really a Stanley Kubrick fan. I really need to revisit it, but as far as this one goes, it's a no for me just because it's a movie that left me very cold the first time I saw it, and I've never gone back to it.
Okay. Jen?
Yeah, I'm similar on PJ here of just, I understand it, like, it's a great film in terms of the themes and everything, but it's not my favorite Kubrick, and it's definitely not my favorite of the Christmas movies. Totally respect the choice. I expected someone to put this up there, but yeah, it's going to be a no for me, unfortunately.
All right, Tim?
Yeah, I like the choice. Honestly, though, it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I don't really even remember Christmas being a part of it at all. So, for that reason, I'm going to say no. But I do really appreciate the choice.
Well, it hasn't made it, but still, Teresa, what you got?
Well, see, this is good. I'm glad I'm not the deciding vote because I'm a no by default because I have not seen this. I'm just not, like others said, I'm not a Kubrick fan in general, aside from like one or two movies, so it hasn't been high on my list to go seek out. But I'm really, really glad I was not the deciding vote because of that reason.
Look, I never thought in a million years this would make the list, but I'm glad I got the opportunity to bring it up. I do think it's a great movie and a great Christmas movie. If you haven't seen it or haven't seen it recently, do give it another watch. Christmas definitely plays a big part into it, but so does like kinky sex and like mysterious masks and all this sort of stuff. So I get it, and that's fine, and I won't hold it against anyone yet. And it goes into the rejected pile. And with that, Tree, it's your turn.
All right, so I know I have one that is also an uphill battle just because I feel that a similar movie with similar characters is going to be brought up by people, but I want to say there's no reason we can't have two movies from the same IP on this list. So I am going with The Muppet Family Christmas. I think it's no surprise to those of you who have heard me talk about Muppets recently that I prefer this to Muppet Christmas Carol because this is what I grew up with. It's a chance you get to see Muppets, you get to see Sesame Street, you get Fraggle Rock, and you get just all these characters together. And then at the very end, they just hit you with Jim Henson standing there looking over everything, saying, like, I think the line is something about, I just love seeing them all together, just enjoying their company, having fun together. And I'm like, and that is what Christmas is all about. It's having these groups of people that they're important to you, but those communities or those family members to you, like, they don't really intersect with each other. They don't overlap. And being able to have that moment of getting everybody in one room, I think that's what the holiday spirit is about. And I think it's amazing Jim Henson got to have that. So I want to put this on the list.
I like it.
I think it's a great choice. Tim, what are your thoughts on A Muppet Family Christmas?
I've never seen A Muppet Family Christmas. So,
oh my god.
By default, I'm gonna have to say no. But I do like that Big Bird's in it because I'm a giant Big Bird fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably really like it.
It is on YouTube,
Jen?
so you can go watch it after this.
I will.
No, the only reason it didn't make it because I do have other Henson properties on my list. It is a fantastic holiday special, though, and I agree. You kind of stole my thunder because I was like, oh, I hope she talks about the ending because it is like one of my favorite just Jim Henson embodiments. Because he's like in the kitchen washing dishes, and they're all like having the party. And the line I think is like, I like when they have fun, and it shows that like he's still like working hard in the background, but he just enjoys seeing the joy on other people's faces, and that's just beautiful. So it is a great special that I think more people need to go see. There are more popular ones that are well known that I think are going to be talked about later. But yeah, this is definitely one that if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. And I believe this is the one that they have the We Need a Little Christmas in it, I think.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite version of that song.
If you don't think you need Muppets singing Christmas carols in your life, you're just mistaken and wrong. So for that alone.
So yeah, unfortunately, it's a no from me, but it is definitely a go watch it from me.
PJ, Muppet Family Christmas.
I love A Muppet Family Christmas. It's something that means a lot to me. I used to watch it all the time. It's one that I go out of my way to watch every year. I love it very much, but there's another Muppet film that I think needs to be on this list. So it's please watch it, but I have to say no.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm pretty much in the same boat as everyone else. I love Muppet Family Christmas. I think it's great. If we were doing, top 20, top 25, absolutely. But there is another Muppet Christmas-related film that I'm hoping makes the list. And because of that, I am also going to pass. But I love the choice.
Well, and I knew that was going to happen, which is why I was like, I'm just going to say it first because I want to get it out there before the other one's nominated.
Just want to talk about it.
Yeah, I just want to talk about it.
No, I think that's half the fun of this is whether or not they make it is getting to talk about all these different holiday films you love, right?
Yeah.
All right, and with that, our second film has been rejected, and it is now time for Tim to nominate his first choice.
I think I'll kind of go with the theme and.
Before I go on, Teresa, did you want to use your save on this?
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with my my long shot. This is a Bob Clark Christmas classic, and I'm gonna go with Black Christmas from 1974. The slasher film. Takes place during Christmas season at a university sorority where they are being taunted by someone over the phone and it turns deadly. But it's kind of an early slasher film that inspired. It even predates Halloween. Came out the same year as Texas Chainsaw. So yeah, it's great, and the Christmas theme kind of runs throughout it. It's scary. It's still scary today. Starring, Margot Kidder, Olivia Hussey, and the late John Saxon. So I love this movie. I watch it every year. So that's mine. I know it's a horror film, so it's probably not going to make it, but I had to throw one horror film on this list, so that's it.
Tim, a horror film? I'm shocked. All right, Jen, what do you think?
Unfortunately, I'm going to lose some street cred here, but yeah, I haven't seen this movie yet. I know I need to, and it probably would make my list, I think, by this point, once I do see it. But for right now, I'm just an automatic no. I have not seen it yet.
I don't know if it's considered the first slasher film, but I think it's certainly
early. Yeah.
Impact on the slasher genre. I think Peeping Tom was before it, and one could argue Psycho At least had some moments of a slasher. But yeah, it's definitely an early slasher for sure. Yeah. All right, PJ.
I'm of two minds because I really do love this movie, but I don't know. Like, there's other horror Christmas ones that I really like too. There's one particular I've got on my list that I would like to see on. You know what? I'll give it a soft yes. How about that?
A soft yes.
Yeah.
So Jen said no, right?
Yep.
No.
And
I'm gonna skip and let Teresa go first before I decide what I want to do.
All right. So I did watch this recently for the first time, and I love the premise of it, but I actually thought the movie itself was kind of dull, mostly because I couldn't get invested into any of the characters. And for me, that's kind of what drives a lot of the films that I enjoy, is being able to find some kind of connection or being interested in what they're doing. And I just, every time someone died, I was like, okay, they're gone now. That's fine. So it's a no for me, just because I don't love this movie overall.
that's a very interesting turn.
I made a big mistake because now I'm the deciding vote.
Yep.
Thank you.
Let's say yes for now.
Okay, so what's interesting is, doesn't that make it because Tim, that's 3, right? 3-2, because Tim puts it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. There can't be a tie with 5 people.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's why I like odd numbers on these shows.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's move Black Christmas in. And does anyone want to use their kill on it? No?
Not yet.
Yeah,
I know. I have another thing that I'm potentially waiting
but
for.
if you're saying not yet, is there a time later when you can use it on? Because we said there's no.
Before we start ranking, we'll give everyone the opportunity to use their kill if they haven't. Once things are ranked, no.
Okay. Gotcha.
And keep in mind that Brandy will riot if this doesn't make the list. So
does that apply to Sage?
She is an executive producer, and producers talk, right? Like, we have to listen to our producers. So
once we get to before the rankings, though, how do we replace it?
I assume we'll still have some left from our list.
I would think we'd still have some left.
We'll take a vote or something. Yeah,
we'll figure it out. All right, Jen, it's your turn. What you got for your first nomination?
All right, I'm going to follow the trend of I have no expectations for this making the list, but I just want to talk about it. So here we go. So this is another Henson property, not the one you think, but if you know what this is, you're my new favorite person. So I am going for I just put it in the wrong spot. There you go. All right. The Christmas Toy.
Oh, wow.
The Christmas Toy is a 1986 made-for-TV Henson production, and if you haven't seen it, it is Toy Story at Christmas. It is literally the story of Toy Story, but there's higher stakes because, essentially, it's you can see on the card there's a very adorable tiger who is essentially Woody, and he was last year's Christmas toy, and he thinks that he needs to go downstairs and be there for Christmas in the morning because that's what happened last year and it went really well. But he doesn't know that if you are found outside of your normal spot, you essentially die. So this movie is like really grim, but it's also adorable, and there's music and it has all that Muppets magic to it, but there's like high stakes because like there's literally a pile of husks of soulless toys and everything that have been caught out of their spot and everything. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. I think it might be on Disney Plus right now. Not sure, but it's definitely going to be on YouTube somewhere. So yeah, give it a shot if you haven't seen it. It's amazing how close to Toy Story it is. There's even the new toy is a space toy. She is a Queen Meteor. She's amazing. Yeah, so check it out if you haven't seen it.
All right, PJ, we'll start with you.
I really love this movie, and I also hate that I feel like I have to vote against the tiger because he's so fucking cute. And but this movie fills me with like existential dread that Toy Story doesn't.
Don't you need that at Christmas though? You need a little existential dread.
Yeah, but do I want it on my Christmas list? Like when we're doing a top 10 Christmas movies, like it is a very like it's clearly like a Henson produced type production. Like everything about it works and it's wonderful. and makes me scared for life. It's a no for me. I'm sorry, Jen.
I totally understand.
I have never seen this. I am going to add it to my list to see, but purely because of that, I have to vote no. I apologize. Teresa?
I didn't expect anyone to have known what this was, so I'm just happy to
No, as you were describing it, it felt more familiar. So I feel like I did see this as a kid, but
Yeah.
I have no recent memory of it. So yeah, it's no for that. But it sounds vaguely familiar.
Tim?
Yeah, I too have never seen this or even heard of it, but it sounds interesting. So if it's available on Disney Plus, I will watch it. I'll look it up on YouTube too if it's not there. But yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to say no.
Well, unfortunately, that means it has been rejected. Unless Jen, you'd like to use your save.
No,
Christmas
this was
Story.
just introducing it to the world. That is what this was. I know it's like it's not my top 10 either. I just wanted to
God damn it! Now the tiger's staring at me in the rejection pile, and I feel terrible.
So basically, you have to approve every other one, so the tiger just keeps bearing into your
just kind of shuffle him on.
Tiger
I don't
does
like
look
this.
very, very adorable.
He's really cute.
He's
When
really
I was
cute.
looking it up again, like people have been making him on Etsy and everything, so you can like go and get him, and like he's really cute.
All right, PJ, it's your second nomination. What do you got for us?
Okay, so it looks like we've got two on here right now. We got Die Hard and Black Christmas. I'm gonna go farther back in time. I don't think this one's gonna make the list, and it's one of two Jimmy Stewart films that I think really like encapsulate all the Christmas magic. And
I know
that
what's
is The Shop Around the Corner. This is a movie that I love very, very much. And if you have never seen it, but you've seen You've Got Mail, then you have an idea of what it is, because You've Got Mail is a remake of The Shop Around the Corner. And it's just like a really sweet and wonderful rom-com set in Germany. Like, it's just fun. The characters are wonderful. Jimmy Stewart is amazing. And it really gets that Christmas feel down completely. I wish You've Got Mail was like strictly a Christmas movie almost, but this one like stands out between the two because it is. But every time I watch it, it just fills me with a lot of joy. Jimmy Stewart is wonderful as always. Like, he's Jimmy Stewart, man. Like, what's not to like? And it's finally coming to Blu-ray, so I don't think it'll make the list, but I want people to watch this movie, so I'm going to put it out there.
So I love this movie. I have the previously mentioned Blu-ray on pre-order. And I think I know how someone else is going to vote. And I think I know what other films may make the list. But you know what? I'm going to say yes. This is not on my list, but it's such a wonderful film, and it is very Christmassy. And Jimmy Stewart is such a wonderful actor that I'm going to say yes, and we'll see how it goes with everyone else.
Damn it, Maxwell. That's not fair, because I love this movie too, but I feel like you're now putting me in the position that because there are similar-ish movies that I want to nominate, I have to say no to it, but that is nothing against the movie. I love this movie, and that I'm hurting right now a little bit.
It's okay. It's fair. Look, I know we joked that there's going to be fighting, but I firmly believe, that just the opportunity to bring up these films and talk about them is a treasure in and of itself. That being said, Tim, are you sharpening your knives? What you got? You going to fight PJ on this one?
Well, I do like this movie a lot, but I'm all about getting as much representation as we can on these lists, and so for that reason, I know for a fact there's another Jimmy Stewart movie that will be on this list. I'd be crazy if it wasn't. So I'm going to say no, but I do like this movie a lot because I haven't even seen the other Jimmy Stewart movie.
I do think it is based on something.
Yeah, it's a play. It was based on a play.
All right. Well, that means that Jen is the deciding vote. What you got, Jen?
I knew this was going to happen, and I'm really upset about it. I love this movie. It is great. I actually am in the opinion that I enjoy You've Got Mail more, but agreed with Peter that it's not as Christmassy. Shop Around the Corner is very Christmassy. And yeah, unfortunately, there's another Jimmy Stewart movie that if it's not on the list, I'm going to riot. So, yeah, and I do want to see what else is out there. So unfortunately, even though it's a fine film that everyone should see and it's great, I'm going to say no. I'm very sorry.
I feel like we're all hurting ourselves more right now than hurting each other with these votes.
Well, look on the bright side now. Oh, is he going to save it?
There you go.
Anybody want to kill it?
I'm not mad it's on the list. I just know it's gonna make me have to fight harder for some.
So you saved it, PJ?
I went ahead and saved it. I'm thinking about this early, I think.
Does anyone want to kill it?
No.
At this juncture?
Not right now.
I have my kills.
I don't want to stab him in the heart right after that. So I think we're good.
Tim, what are you looking for? What are you on the hunt for now?
The shop around the corner has made the list for now only because PJ used his save early on. He may regret that later. I don't know. And I do believe that makes it my turn. Now, this is another film that I have no expectation of making the list. This film is a queer romance that is set against the backdrop of Christmas leading up till New Year's Eve. It has some Christmas imagery, but there's something about the tone of the film, the texture, the warmth of it that gives me that warm, Christmassy feeling. It is one of my absolute favorite films of recent years. It is Carol. Teresa? Carol.
I feel bad because I keep doing this to you. This is another one that's been on my list to watch for a while, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm by default.
I will take any opportunity to talk about Carol, whether it makes the list or not. Tim?
Also, I haven't seen this, but I've heard it's incredible. I need to watch it. But yeah, I missed this one. So by that default, I'm going to say no. I'm sorry.
Gosh, wow. I'm getting angry. Jen?
You know what? I'm going to say yes. This is a great film. Fantastic performances, and it definitely is Christmassy. And yeah, I feel like there was a lot of buzz when it first came out, and it's kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit. And I think it should start getting in there as like one of those alternate options for Christmas. So you know what? I'm going to give you a yes, Max.
Awesome. And for what it's worth, it did make my list of the top 10 of the previous decade. So it is a film that I hold very near and dear to my heart. PJ is going to say no, and this is going to be the beginning of something that's going to be fraught.
I don't want to say no, but I've never seen it.
Oh my God.
So I missed this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe there's a job opening over at the show writer.
I feel terrible because I can
the only two people that have seen it both said yes. So
like you're so impassioned about it, and I feel terrible that I haven't seen it.
Jen. Look. All I'll say is please watch it soon and don't take as long as you took to fucking watch Fast Color, okay?
All right, fine.
Or Sing Street.
Yeah, Sing Street.
I was going to say Carol is now his Sing Street. PJ hasn't seen Carol?
I think Carol's longer. That's longer, isn't it? Didn't it come out the year before Sing Street?
I think so.
Yeah, Carol is 2015. Incredible film, really it is.
I know stuff about it.
Cannot recommend it more highly, regardless. All right, Tree, what you got for us?
I hope not, Sean.
All right. So I'm moving up.
If you like Survivor, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm moving up, and I'm going the PJ route now, and going with a movie that really does. It means a lot to me. So I am going with The Apartment. This is a top 10 movie of all time for me. I know some of you, it has New York at Christmas, so it's getting in right there. But I think it's one of the few movies that really represents just how lonely Christmas can feel, even when you're surrounded by people, when you're in the midst of parties. But like throughout that, even if you're kind of feeling despair, there is still always hope. There's people who, no matter how broken you feel, are there, and they will help you feel a little fulfilled, or they'll let you feel like you're worthy. So, it's a Billy Wilder movie. So you can say just off the bat, the dialogue and the characters are amazing and relatable. I love this movie. This is a must watch every year for me.
Tim?
Yeah, this one sucks because I like this movie a lot, and I'm gonna have to say no because I don't. It's not something I watch for Christmas time. I do really. I do really like this movie a lot, but I'm sorry.
All right, well,
I'm sorry. I'm brutal in this game.
It's been nice having you here, Tim. You're on thin ice. Maybe we'll have a
like I start punching below.
Oh, this won't even be the worst thing I do. This will not be the worst thing I do. Stay tuned.
Oh, just wait. I'm gonna crush people later.
Jen?
No, pretty much ditto to everything Teresa said. Like, I absolutely love this movie. It is my favorite Billy Wilder film. And yeah, it is. It has both Christmas and it has New Year's too. It is a fantastic holiday span. And it's just one of my favorite romantic comedies of all time. And it's a beautiful film if you haven't seen it. And yeah, like this, you don't immediately think Christmas, but there are some very specific scenes that, like, if it wasn't Christmas, it wouldn't have the same impact to it. So yeah, it's fantastic. Definitely yes.
PJ?
I mean, I was always going to vote yes on this one. It wasn't on my list, but because I knew someone was going to, and I knew it was probably going to come up, I'm happy to have it on the list. So it's a yes from me.
This movie was on my list. It was higher than it's been mentioned. I think it's an amazing Christmas movie. And I think sort of like what Tree was saying, what's so great about it is the holidays are a lonely time. It's a time where people's depression and anxiety are arguably at the highest they are all year. And this film, I think, really tunes into that. There's a melancholy to it, but there's also a lot of hope. It leaves you feeling a lot of hope, as only Billy Wilder could. And again, this is not just Christmas movie, Survivor Island. This is holiday movie. And this, much like Carol, spans Christmas to New Year's. And it has that New York feeling. It has Jack Lemmon. It's made the list as I hoped and expected it would. And if it wasn't, I was prepared to use my save for this one at whatever point it came up. So the fourth film to make the list is The Apartment.
Well, it's good. And I remember, like, when we did the rom-com, when we were talking about that, we got yelled at by the chat because this didn't come up in anybody's list for rom-coms. So we've also, I feel like we've redeemed ourselves a little bit.
There's a lot of vindication. Like, there is. So
yeah. It's incredible. I love this movie, so I'm really glad it's on the list.
It is available to watch on Amazon Prime if you haven't seen it also. So now there's no better time to watch it. All right. My enemy, Tim Franco.
Well,
no. The answer is no.
No.
I'm just gonna push through something that I think has a good chance of getting through, and it's my favorite Christmas movie. So, and we're watching it tomorrow night. So I'm gonna put Christmas Vacation.
Nice. I have it too.
On here because I love this movie. I've already watched it 3 times this December. I'll watch it tomorrow, and I'll watch it more times this month. So. And that's fine because, we're at the threshold of hell. And I love this movie. Clark, I love the Griswolds. I've always loved the Griswolds. I grew up watching these movies as a kid, even though I was young when they came out, but they were always a part of my childhood, like all the movies. And so, Clark goes through everything, to try and put the perfect family Christmas together, and it bless his heart, he's going to do it. Sounds bad today.
I'd like to take this opportunity to point out something that I just noticed and is maybe the most delightful thing I've seen in a long time. And it is the fact that the recliner in Jen's room that I love so much is adorned with Christmas lights, which is just fucking wonderful.
It's the best.
And
so
that
Christmas Vacation is on my list. So,
Christmas Vacation.
Is it up to me?
Yeah, well, you're the first one.
Yeah, on the first one. You know what? Fuck it. No. How about that? I love this movie, but you know what? When I was thinking about my list, I just couldn't push it through. I think it's because it's oversaturated at this point, and it doesn't need my help. So you know what? It's a no.
PJ, I know you're going to vote yes, but let's hear it
anyway. That was the most hurtful thing I've ever heard on this channel.
People were saying we're too nice, so there you go.
That is considering I've had some very hurtful shit said to me by Maxwell as a friend, but still. No, this movie, I love this movie. This movie absolutely belongs on here. Come on, man. Who doesn't want to see Clark come out dressed like Jason at one point to go cut down things? And I don't know, Margot. This movie is incredible. Yeah, absolutely, yes.
I love this movie. Let me be clear about that. I am excited to watch this movie tomorrow with my friends. Had I made a top 15
depending on how you
list,
answer, it might be just you.
Had I made a top 15 list.
This is revenge for the Beatles show, okay? That's what this is right now.
Had I made a top 15 list, it would have been yes for a top 15. But based on where we're at, how many slots there are left. I am also going to give it a no.
Jesus fuck.
Yes.
I'm very.
And unfortunately, that leaves it up to Tree.
Oh no,
Sorry, Tree.
I'm very excited to do this. As somebody who is on the watch along tomorrow, absolutely yes. This is my mom's favorite Christmas movie, so it's one I grew up with. I quote it constantly, like even very inappropriate. But yeah, this was on my list. I was gonna bring it up if somebody didn't, so 100%.
Okay, would anyone like to use their kill?
Jen's thinking about it.
I am thinking about it, but not at this point. No, I'm good.
All right, well, we're already halfway full with films, so it's going to start getting dicier and dicier.
It's already getting a little dicey up in here.
And it is now it is Jen's turn to nominate the next choice.
Okay, I'm trying to find my things here. Okay, very small pictures. I'm like, the picture is not what I expected it to be. But anyway, I'm going to nominate a Shane Black film, and when you know Shane Black, it could be anything at this point. But personally, this is the one that I am going for. I assume we're going to talk about other ones at some point if we get there, but we're moving very quickly here, so who knows? I'm going with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I absolutely love this film. I think the reason that I don't like Iron Man 3 as much as other people do is because when I saw it, I saw Robert Downey Jr.'s character from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang instead of Tony Stark, and that's why I have some problems with that film. But I absolutely love this film. It is definitely a Christmas movie. Val Kilmer's freaking amazing in this, and it's unfortunate that we haven't really seen him again after. And it's also one of like Michelle Monaghan's like first kind of big roles, and it's just a fantastic film, neo-noir, really fun, definitely Christmassy. I have no idea what you're all going to do with this, but it's a great film either way, so have at it.
PJ?
I hate this so much because I love this movie, but we're filling up fast, and it's just like I love this movie, but it's not when I think of Christmas stuff, it's not the one I go immediately out of my way to. There's some movies on my list that I feel like need to be on here that we have to talk about, and I just cannot let Shane Black take up space on this. And like in my opinion, I think there's another one of his movies that's even a little more Christmassy, but I also left it off my list for a very specific reason. But it's a no from me.
I'm gonna say yes.
That hurt.
I went back and forth about putting this on my list. I think it's fantastic. Obviously, we're doing an audio commentary for it for our $10 and up patrons. If you aren't a patron, check out our Patreon and find a tier that's right for you. That's my plug. But yeah, I love this movie. I think it's so well written and funny, and it is very Christmassy. I don't think it's gonna make the list, so I'll say yes. What the hell? And Teresa?
So I watched this for the first time last night because I just had a feeling it was going to come up. And I was like, I just need to see it till I have an opinion. I really enjoyed this, and I'm not sure how I missed it until now. But mostly because of the number of spots we have left. It's no, but it's nothing against the movie.
That's fair. Well, that leaves it to Tim. Tim is sort of the deciding vote on this one.
Yeah, I also really enjoy this movie. I think it's hilarious. I think it's well crafted. I was obsessed with it when it came out. It is Christmassy, but because of where we're at in the lists, I'm gonna have to pass for now. And like PJ, I think there is one other Shane Black, at least written movie that I like a little more in terms of Christmassy.
Me too.
But yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
All right, Jen, do you want to use your save on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
I am debating, but I'm getting scared now, and I think it's better to hold off.
All right. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang has been rejected.
And with Jen, that, I feel bad.
I mean, I just pulled a bullshit move last turn, so it's okay.
All right, because of where we're at right now, I think I gotta try.
Look, neither of my films have made the list yet, so I'm most pissed of any of you assholes.
I know PJ and I are 2 for 2.
Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna put this one on because I know that one of them that I have has got to come up along the way, and I don't know if this one will. But I really love this movie. I think it is arguably one of the great Christmas films of all time. It's a movie that I watch every Thanksgiving, and then I watch it 3 or 4 times throughout the Christmas season, and that is the original Miracle on 34th Street. This movie, it works so well for me. I think it's got the greatest Santa Claus performance in film. I also think that the ending is just like one of the most magically beautiful moments in film. And this idea that they vote that Santa Claus is a real person, and like just everything about it is so good. And it just leaves me warm and fuzzy inside. And it's my favorite Natalie Wood film as well. So have at it, guys.
I'm gonna pass. Teresa?
Oh crap! I was gonna pass.
And by pass, I mean I'm saying no, not I don't.
Yeah,
want to
I knew what you meant.
Okay. I like this so much, and I just don't know what to do with it right now. Oh crap! Can I skip?
That means you'll
Okay.
be last. That's the thing.
That's fine.
All right, so here's
might
what
be
I'll
worse.
say. I'm instituting a new rule. Since I've already skipped once, everyone is allowed one skip. Everyone's allowed one skip. So if you would like this to be your skip, but that means you will be last. So the deciding vote could be yours.
That's
So
fine.
do you want to skip?
I can handle being the deciding vote. I just don't want
All
to
right,
regret what I've picked and then other people do things.
Franco?
We'll get it back to the tree pretty quickly here. I'm a no.
Jen?
This made it worse for me. Like, unfortunately, I'm a no because I haven't seen this. Like, when I say I haven't seen a film, it means I have not seen it front to back, the entirety. Like, unfortunately, because this is one of the things that it's shown all the time. I've seen chunks of it, but I haven't seen it in its entirety. I've seen the ending scene, which is phenomenal, but I haven't seen the whole thing. So it's unfortunately going to be a no for me by a technicality.
Okay, so the reality is Teresa put herself in a good position because she could say yes, and it doesn't make the list.
Good use of
And
skip.
I could see that PJ's upset, and I would just like to take this opportunity to say that this time last year, pretty much this week exactly, me and PJ and Liz waited in line for 3 hours at Macy's to meet Santa Claus, and I hold that memory dear. It was wonderful, and my saying no on this list is no reflection on that experience.
No, I know. Hey, I fulfilled a lifelong dream with that as a 29-year-old man at the time who just wanted to meet Santa at Macy's, and it was the best fucking
did
thing
it,
ever.
and my friend was an elf there, so she got to hook us up with a little extra time with the big jolly guy. It was great.
It was.
Now,
It was
Teresa,
fucking
you
fun.
can say yes to your heart's content because it's not making the list. Because you know what
Do
else?
it.
PJ already used his fucking save, so he can't save his film.
Okay, then yes, I love this movie. It did not make my final list, and it really, really hurt. And I'm glad somebody brought it up because it is just so charming. It fits every single thing about the holiday spirit. I adore this movie. I rewatched it a couple days ago for my viewing of this year, and it still holds up. It is wonderful. I love this movie. I'm glad I was not responsible for killing it.
No, just the rest of them. They're all on my list now.
You realize I've had to kill 2 of PJ's things by this point. Like, I feel bad. You saved one of them, but
Watch you. Jen.
And so, with that, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm hoping to pick something I've seen for your next one.
Miracle on 34th Street has been rejected.
Wow.
So much for the miracle.
Woo!
This
The only miracle I celebrate at this time of year is those
Patty,
8
right? 100%.
All right. So the next film I'm going to bring up is one we did a watch along of just a couple weeks ago. It is a film that is not necessarily super Christmassy or super Hanukkah-y in any particular way, but it is very holiday-y. It's warm. It has great empathy and pathos. It's romantic. It makes me laugh, and it just gives me with that like almost indescribable feeling of this time of year. It is The Holiday. Look, you got Jude Law, you got Jack Black, Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz, Eli Wallach. It has a great Hanukkah scene, one of my favorite Hanukkah scenes in any holiday film. So, Teresa, The Holiday?
I'm going no on this only because for me, Cameron Diaz is someone I can only take in small amounts. And this movie was just a lot of her. If it was just the California storyline, I would have loved that. I was very into all of that whole plot, and I got excited every time they went back there. But it's just, I'm just not a big Cameron Diaz person. Everything else about the movie.
Why did we invite Teresa instead of Christian? All right, that's fine. Tim?
Yeah, I enjoy this movie, but I got to be stingy at this point in the game, so I'm going to say no. But yeah, I do enjoy this
I'm
movie
going
a lot.
0 for 3, aren't I?
Sorry. I'll get you at some point, Max, I think, hopefully.
Jen?
It's a yes. It's an absolute yes. I love this film. I agree with Teresa that I don't actually care for the Cameron Diaz side of the story that much, but the Kate Winslet, Jack Black, Eli Wallach trio is like one of my favorite rom-com scenarios of all time. It is fantastic. I think a lot of people were turned on to this movie from the watch long, which is fantastic. But yeah, I love this film. It is on my list. So yeah, I hope PJ does the right thing and puts it through, but I assume someone's going to kill it anyway, so who knows? So here we go.
Well, it is PJ's deciding vote.
It's a no from me, dog.
He just watched it for the first time this year, right?
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Yes.
So...
I have saved it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god, here we go. All the moves.
Oh.
Bye. Look, if you come in the
Spike.
king, you best not miss.
All right. This is getting good. This is what I like to see.
That is how the game is played,
This is what the
motherfuckers.
people are here for. Come on.
You kill Nancy Myers. I'm gonna
Matt-
kill Jimmy Stewart.
Max actually gets to keep his save. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
I do get to keep my save, and I knew that was gonna happen.
Ooh.
Strategy. James is mad at me, and you know what I have to say? This is
Hey, man. I'm
Things
fine
just
getting
got
all these
itchy.
saves out of the way because I have a devastating kill in my card. So you guys can get rid of your saves all you want, but you only have yourselves to blame later.
Hey Jen, you want to help me out?
I'm gonna hold. I'm holding for this for a while just to see what else comes out because at this point I have no idea what else is coming. So,
And unfortunately, that means for the third time in a row, my film has been rejected. Gosh, PJ is mad. Oh, I'm gonna need to take some blood pressure medication soon. and
What
I'm
are
not
you-
even on that.
I'm really wondering what Tim's devastating
I
kill
know.
is.
What does that mean?
But the good news is I got to keep my save, and the good news is I'm gonna after this is done, I'm gonna go watch The Holiday and cry. So fuck you all. All right, Teresa, what amazing holiday film do you have to nominate that someone may end up using their powers to take you on a personal level?
Luckily, I know you like this one, so I'm less concerned about that
Okay.
being vindictive coming
I
from
think
you.
I think this game destroys friendships more.
You can't have
Oh,
friends
what's
in
up,
this game.
Keon?
Oh, what's up? Yeah,
buddy?
Keon's in there. What's up, man?
All right, so I am going with one. This is probably my favorite Christmas movie. It's a very top of the list movie for all things. I watch it. It's probably the first and last Christmas movie I watch every year, and that is White Christmas. I am just a sucker for Irving Berlin, so all of his songs, like that entire soundtrack, I could listen to even outside of the holidays. And I love just the whole storyline of, you know, there's somebody who has made an impact in your life, and when you see they're going through a tough time, everyone kind of rallying around them and helping them through it, and seeing, you know, trying to show them the difference that they've made in your life. And I think just everything else beyond that is just lovely holiday decoration. But yeah, this is one of my, sorry, I need to also drag it to the thing. I'm so excited to talk about this movie. I forgot that we actually have to do like the game part. There you go.
Yay.
So White Christmas.
All right, Tim.
And it's so iconic, it's already mentioned in a movie that's on this list. So let's keep that in mind too.
Noted. With that being said, I'm gonna have to say no. And again, I cite stinginess. But this movie, I actually haven't seen it in a long time. I remember seeing it as a kid because like my dad really liked it. So I remember like watching it as a child several times growing up. But I haven't really watched it. I don't know when the last time I watched. I need to watch it again because it's been a long time. So, it's stinginess, but it's also like it's not fresh. I need to watch it and get like a newer perspective on it as like an adult because I think it's been that long since I've seen it, honestly. So I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Feel bad,
unfortunately,
bad.
it's going to be another technical no from me. I have not seen this all the way through, just because I think my mother like never was a Bing Crosby person. So for whatever reason, we never watched this movie, even though I love musicals and I love holiday films. So like, I don't know why I haven't caught up to it. I think it's probably available somewhere, and I probably will watch it within the next few days, which might change my outlook on it. But for right now, it is a no on technicality.
PJ?
I'm gonna skip and let Maxwell.
Okay, so in crafting my list, one of my slots came down to this movie and another movie that's basically its sibling, and that's Holiday Inn. I could go back and forth between choosing either of them. And on a personal note, as Teresa said, the songs by Irving Berlin are wonderful, but also Irving Berlin was a Jew. So the fact that you got a Jew here writing all these wonderful Christmas songs makes me happy. Like I said, I could either go either way between White Christmas and Holiday Inn, but I am going to say yes for White Christmas and make PJ be the deciding vote.
PJ,
Actually-
I helped you out. Come on.
No, I was gonna say I'm glad.
Is the song White Christmas first appeared in Holiday Inn?
I wanted to see where Maxwell was going to go because I really didn't want to be the one who killed it. So this makes me feel better that I can say yes. I really like White Christmas. I think the music is amazing. I think this is absolutely, like, of the two, this is the one I like more. I revisit this one more than Holiday Inn. I think they're both great, but this one specifically, yeah, it's a yes for me.
Yeah, it's like this one beats Holiday Inn for me just because I like 95% of Holiday Inn. One specific scene we'll leave out, but
Yeah,
so that's
James
why
just put it in there.
Yeah, there you go. So
Fair enough.
but I do think it's charming, and I would go to a Holiday Inn. I think that's an amazing concept of a business.
For what it's worth, both of these movies have appeared on stage as a musical.
Yep.
Holiday Inn appeared more recently with Corbin Bleu in one of the lead roles. They removed more of the problematic stuff, and if you have a subscription to Broadway HD, it is available to watch. They did film it, and it's real good.
It's really good.
So, yeah. All right, Tim. We only have 4 slots left.
Oh, is
But
it my turn again? My turn again. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Do I want to go crazy? I think I want to go crazy. So I'm gonna go.
Want to go crazy? Let's get crazy.
Let's get crazy. So I'm gonna go with this movie, Jingle All the Way.
Oh my! Keon just freaking died. Someone please text him and make sure he's okay.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad, Jake Lloyd, Rita Wilson. It's great, and the late great Phil Hartman. I mean,
put that cookie down.
I love this movie.
Keon's freaking out right now.
I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. As people are aware, he's my favorite actor. Again, he's not a great actor, but I grew up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Plus, I think he's overall lately been a pretty great human. Don't let me down, but yeah,
you never say that anymore because then the next day a story comes out and you're like, oh my god.
I know, right? This movie cracks me up. I quote it. I mean, it's great. Sorry, my computer is freaking out for a second. Adobe wanted to update. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Turbo Man. Who doesn't want a Turbo Man? And put the cookie down, and
he knows my name.
It's got the Christmas feel all throughout.
Where's
and I don't know. I love it. It's not going to make the list, I don't think, but I do love this movie. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say.
Jen?
I'm gonna say yes. I don't know why, but I do love this movie, and I know it gets a lot of hate, but I actually think it's one of the more interesting Schwarzenegger performances. But yeah, it's so out there and quirky, but it is a lot of fun, and I think Phil Hartman has a lot to do with that. I don't expect it to make it on the list, but I'm gonna give it a yes because I can't deny that I enjoy this film. So congratulations to him. He's got 2. You got 2 votes.
This is the comment of the night. Can I produce people off of the show? We'll talk. PJ, do the right thing, PJ.
I mean, yes, absolutely, yes. This movie rocks. Are you kidding me? I love this movie. This is a movie that I watch super frequently. It means a lot to me. I used to watch it a ton as a kid. I would go back and watch it all the time. Still to this day, it has no business being as fun as it is. I think Sinbad is hilarious in it. It's so quotable, and of course, Phil Hartman's excellent in it. Like, that to me is just yes, absolutely yes.
All right. I have a soft spot for this movie. I think it's overly maligned. In fact, there's vivid memories of seeing this in the theater. However, absolutely fucking not. I mean, if Miracle on 34th Street and The Holiday and all this shit isn't making it, you're not putting Jingle All the Way on this list. And the fact is, it's
Well, it
already
already has
made.
the votes.
It has the vote. You don't
But-
have the votes.
Teresa?
I was not going to put this on the list just because I don't know. I don't have a connection to this movie. I know I've seen it like 2 or 3 times, but it just didn't resonate with me. So I don't feel
The
I've never really felt the
entire
need to go back to
online
it.
community is going to laugh us out of our channel. If
No,
we
we're
have
taking a
Jingle
stand here.
All the Way.
Jingle All the Way is a good film.
There's a lot of Jingle All the Way heads out there that are going to appreciate this. Those are going to be the new subscribers.
Now,
The people that are
Teresa-
current subscribers will stay. It's those new
Teresa,
Jingle All the Way
you do
people
have
you
your
want.
kill available.
I do, but there is a movie I feel much more strongly about that I'm holding on to it for.
Yeah, and I have a save available, so I'm just saying, you want to use a kill, I'm happy
No,
to
I have a very
I'll
specific
show my
use
cards.
in mind.
Here's the thing. I'll make you a deal, okay? I will kill a film, but it won't be this one. So I'm gonna take Black Christmas off because that was a Tim one. There you go. You're even.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
That's the game now. Just get Tim's
There.
choices off.
Enjoy.
All right.
Alright.
All right. That makes me feel a little bit better. Because again, I do like
And
this
I'm okay
movie.
with Black Christmas not making the list. That's fine.
I do like Jingle All the Way.
Bye,
but
Patty. We'll see you soon.
we have
Sorry,
lost
Brandy.
Brandy, unfortunately.
Yeah, Brandy's. Oh man.
All right.
Poor Maxwell sounds so defeated.
Just to clarify, Tim, you used your save on Jingle, right?
No, it
no,
made
it
it through. It is that
No,
good
it
a film.
made it.
Oh, it went
It
through?
made it,
Oh, it
made
went
it, and
through.
nobody decided to kill it, so I didn't have to use the save.
Believe me, I would have, but I stupidly used it earlier in a fucking tussle. Tussle. Jen, what you got?
Okay.
Oh God! You know what? I'm tired of like not getting a film on the list, so I'm just gonna go to the very top because this is a film that needs to be on the list. So we're not gonna waste time here. All right, It's a Wonderful Life. This is the Christmas film in my mind. It is one of my favorite films of all time. It is just a fantastic story. I know there was that weird article a little while ago that was like, It's a Wonderful Life is a little darker than you remember. No, it's always been dark. You just haven't been paying attention. But it's a great film that just spans a lifetime and comes with all the joy and sorrow and existential dread that Christmas is all about. And Jimmy Stewart, it is, in my opinion, his best performance. And that's why I didn't vote for Shop Around the Corner earlier, but it's still there anyway. So we got 2 Jimmy Stewarts here. So if you hold something against that, do not hold against It's a Wonderful Life because we will lose subscribers if this does not make the list.
Okay, let's make this easy. Is anyone saying no?
No, I mean this is.
I'm
my
saying
top
no
10
because
film.
I
Get
haven't
it done
seen
with.
it.
We're done.
I'm saying no because I haven't seen it, and I'm going to watch it for the first time on the channel to give a genuine reaction. But I am also going to kill it.
Are you serious right
I
now?
knew he was going to do it. That's what
This
I
is
thought he
the
was going
game.
to do.
Deal with it. Use a save, and I keep my kill. This is what I do. I'm an agent of chaos.
This is what I do. You know,
Wild
I
card.
will use,
Hybrid
I'm
don't
using
work.
my save, okay? I'm using my save because if there ever needed to be a save, it was on this film. So there you go.
And I keep my kill.
You keep your kill for another day. There you go.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
You all right, Max?
PJ, what's your next one?
All right. Well, this was, Jen just took my next one, so I'm gonna. This is one we actually did a watch along of recently. It's a movie that I know quite a few people on this channel love. It just fills you with that holiday magic. It was directed by Jon Favreau. It is starring Will Ferrell, and that is Elf. I adore this movie. It means a lot to me. It just makes you feel Christmassy. It has so much love for all the Christmas movies that have come before. So many nods to so many great movies from the past. Like, it loves the Rankin Bass stuff because we're not going to have anything from Rankin Bass on here. So this feels like a good way to get Rankin Bass at least noticed on the list. I don't see a world where we don't have Elf on this list.
Teresa? No, it's my vote.
It's
Damn
you,
it.
yeah.
It's right.
Yeah, fine.
So this was actually going to be the next one that I brought up if PJ hadn't. So yes, and speaking of the Rankin Bass part of this, that was done by the Kyoto brothers, which we know I love from Killer Clowns. So yeah, this is I love this movie. So easy yes.
I really love this movie. It's just outside of my top 10 personally, but I do love this movie, so I'm going to give it a yes as well.
Yes.
I think this is our first. Oh no, we just had one. So that's 2 unanimous yeses in a row. This is a fantastic film that's just perfect for all ages. Has the best feeling of Christmas and merriment, and it's just a beautiful film. And for Mr. Narwhal alone, I would give it a yes.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
All of us just smiling saying that just tells you why this movie needs to be here. Are you kidding me right now? All right, Maxwell. We're down to the last 2 spots, guys. This is something.
You know, I don't know if this film is going to make this list. So far, not a single film I've nominated has made the list.
Was they judging by the odds and are not in your favor?
However, this film, similar to both Elf and to a lesser extent Jingle All the Way, is a childhood favorite of mine. I think it captures the Christmas spirit beautifully. I recognize that the lead actor is now probably not the best dude, and the sequels are not great, but I really love this movie. I think it's funny and charming and magical. There you go. The Santa Claus. Also, David Krumholtz plays Bernard, the head elf. And what I find so magical about that is there are few people who are as clearly and obviously Jewish as David Krumholtz. And having him as an elf is a riot to me. I just find this movie so magical. The score, I think it's one of the best, if not my favorite ever depiction of like a very fantastical North Pole.
I've always thought the hot cocoa in that movie looks so good.
I know. I just want to drink the hot cocoa. All right, here we go. It's not going to make it, is it?
I was like, you're going to be so mad at me.
Fucking Jingle All the Way made this list, and the Santa Claus is not going to make this list.
No, I don't dislike this movie. It's just not a top 10 one for me. It's another one I don't really go back to that often. Nothing against it. I just don't revisit it enough for it to make the top 10, especially when we only have 2 spots left.
Tim.
Maxwell, this movie is on my top 10 list. I love this movie, so you're going to get a yes from me, partner.
There we go. Jen?
It didn't make my top 10 officially, but it's going to be a yes from me. I do love this film. I just watched it again the other day, and it just feels like a big Christmassy hug. And just to see Judge Reinhold finally get his weenie whistle, it's just a magical moment. I love that.
All I wanted was an Oscar Mayer weenie whistle. Christmas came, no weenie whistle. Come on, guys!
The joy on his face when he finally gets to blow the weenie whistle. It is a beautiful Christmas moment. So it's a Christmas miracle.
It's her mystery date game.
Mystery date.
We're elves.
So good.
With
so good.
All right, PJ.
I don't know why you're so surprised, but of course it's a yes. This movie's fantastic. Are you kidding me? Like, it's so Christmassy. I love it to death. And Tim Allen withstanding, like, you can't take the magic of what that movie was at the time that it was. Like, and it just is great.
I do think Tim Allen is great in this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So, wow. I don't know how to feel that one of mine made it, unless someone's going to be an asshole and kill it.
He has 2. Oh, no, he still has his.
I said yes, so I'm not going to kill it.
Okay. I don't know. You're an agent of chaos. Who knows?
You're going to kill it, Teresa?
This is true.
No.
Okay.
Because I think even if I did, it would get saved. So I'm not.
It's your turn to nominate.
Okay. I'm doing one that has not
Heard
been
this
brought
the
up at
last
all yet,
spot.
and I just don't know how this hasn't
I
gotten brought
don't
up.
understand how we have one slot left and yet we have Jingle All the Way on this list.
We'll see what happens. Let's see how this goes. All right, I'm just putting it. It's Home Alone. Home Alone is, I think, one of the quintessential, more modern Christmas movies. Even though I say modern because it was in my lifetime, so it's still old now. But no, like this is one I've watched every year. I can't help but just repeat like Buzz, your girlfriend, woof.
Woof.
Like constantly is one of my like just favorite random quotes. Yeah, Home Alone is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I love this. I love both these movies. They're both on my list. Given we're so late in the game, honestly, I would rather have Home Alone 2 on the list personally because I do like that one slightly more. But I'm going to say yes because they're both on my list and I want to get one of them on. So may as well, if I say yes now and it doesn't make it, I can at least try in a second to get 2 across. But yeah, this movie's great. They're both great. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin, fantastic. Fuller, take it easy on the Pepsi. Let's do it.
Look what you did, you little jerk. Jen?
Yeah, I actually just rewatched this earlier today. But unfortunately, it is going to be a no for me because I do appreciate Home Alone 2 a little bit more than Home Alone. And I'm not going to do the Tim thing and say I just want to get one through because it's too late for that now. No, we're going to go through. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I just like the sequel more because you get Tim Curry and the Bird Lady and just everything with Mr. Duncan. I feel like it's more magical and Kevin is more precocious and understanding of like the world, and I enjoy that one a little bit more. So for that reason, it's going to be a no.
PJ?
I'm with Jen on this one. The one of the Home Alone movies that is on my list currently is Home Alone 2. It is my favorite of the movies. I love it very, very much. It's got that New York Christmas feel that I like so much. I mean, both these movies are fantastic. But man, like
there you go.
Wait, Maxwell, you didn't have to save it yet because. Oh no, wait, you did.
You did.
Right. Okay, I'm good with hey, it got saved. I'm happy.
Wait, no, I didn't. Tim said
didn't.
yes.
Yeah,
I didn't have to save it.
Oh yeah. Okay, there we go.
No, someone would have to kill it for it to.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad.
And think about this because we have so few spots left. That means that any of you who said no are then tied. You have to do Home Alone 2 next. Like that has to be your next pick.
Unless someone kills something right now.
Look, I understand the impetus to say the second one is better. It's not. This is the better film. There's no fucking way one child could get around New York as fast as he does in that montage. The traps and action sequence, as it were, in the end is more believable in this than in the second one. I love the second one too. Don't get me wrong. And also, there is one major thing the second one has that.
I know.
Yep.
And that is the main reason why this will always and forever be the better film, and that is Donald fucking Trump. And by that reason alone, the first one gets my vote.
And also, I could never beat the Super Nintendo Home Alone 2 game. So it's just, it just bothers me to this day.
The second one did give us the Talk Boy, and you better believe I had a Talk Boy. Yep. And when I was a kid, my mom and I were in the Plaza Hotel, and I did happen to see a scene of this film being shot. And I like Home Alone 2 a lot. But if we're coming down to either one is making the list, it's got to be the original.
The original one does have John Candy too, so
that's
very true.
A Polka King.
Look, I'm not mad if either one makes it. Home Alone needs to be on this.
You know
list.
what I am? And go all the way.
and she's got earrings, a whole shoe box full of them.
Okay, let me just make a pitch to those who have kills left. And I'm not going to necessarily say what movie you should or should not kill, but we are at a point where before we start ranking, kills are still available.
You do realize I have a save still.
As do I.
If someone kills Jingle All the Way, I will.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I kill Jingle All the Way, he's just gonna swoop right in. So
it's making the list.
There are other ones that could be killed.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Ooh, the tension.
That being said, it is my nomination, so I guess I won't nominate Home Alone 2.
Well, you can't nominate anything.
We're at 10. We are at 10. Unless someone kills, we're done.
Oh.
So unless someone kills anything, we're stuck now.
So it's down to Tim and Teresa. If you want to kill something, keep going.
Okay. Let's see. Let's have some fun. I will kill. What? Someone say? Can you just
We don't want anyone to actually be killed on this network.
I will kill the shop around the corner.
I feel good with that.
Coming. Yeah.
Look, we have one Jimmy Stewart movie on already. Let's not be greedy.
You know what, then? Fine. Go ahead.
Well, I can save it. So,
I know. Yeah, go ahead and save it.
She just wants the moral feeling of I tried.
So it's I can't. I'm on the YouTube. I'm trying to move things on the YouTube. I use my kill. I'll save it. It's right there where it belongs in the number 2 spot.
Right. Then I've got my kill back, so I can save my kill for something I feel like is going to get nominated.
So shop around the corner.
Shop around the corner.
Yeah.
You want me to do it? No, you got it.
Got it.
What is happening?
That would be
You
Maxwell.
can't kill something in the same swoop.
Just hyping it up a little.
Well, shit.
All right. Well, Tim now gets to nominate a film because we have a slot left. And somehow Sinbad and an explosive package is still on the goddamn list.
We will nominate. Let's just have fun, guys. I'm just going to throw this one out there. I watched it for the first time this year, and I really loved it. It's automatically high in my top 10 movies, and that is The Night Before. So I'm going to throw The Night Before in there. And yeah, I mean, this movie was great. I've already watched it multiple times this month, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It's got a lot of heart. And it's got some nice Hanukkah representation as well. And Michael Shannon is obviously, hilarious and great, a genius in the movie. So that's it.
Yeah, unfortunately, while this is a very fun and surprisingly heartfelt film, and I'm always a fan of Michael Shannon, I'm going to say no just because it is so late in the game here that I have to say no because there's something that I think we really want on the list. So, yeah.
Oh man, this sucks. Yeah, I mean, I love this movie. We did a watch along of this movie. This movie is fantastic. But there's a movie I feel like that is being like severely overlooked in this situation that needs to be on this list because we there's no Muppet representation currently.
I had a movie killed early on.
I got you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to say no on the lack of Muppet representation.
No.
Maxwell's so mad. I'm so mad.
Like we took away Muppet Family Christmas because we wanted a Muppet movie on here, and it's not on here yet. So what are we doing?
Saved? Is that the rule?
What was that?
Movie cannot be killed that hasn't been saved.
Right.
Yeah. Wait. No.
So then that means Shop Around the Corner couldn't have been killed then, right? Because wasn't it killed once already?
I think a movie can.
No, I think
it was never really specified at the beginning of this. Usually that's the case, but I don't think we specified that.
There's no. This is the Wild West out here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. So Shop Around the Corner was killed and then saved and then killed again. So something that has been saved could be killed again if someone has a kill left. Just saying, we could have 2 slots.
Just saying, the only person left with a kill.
So Night Before is not yet.
All right.
Right?
So what was that?
Night Before is not making it.
It didn't make it.
It has been rejected. And that is now, I believe, Jen's turn.
Yep. And we're not messing around here. We are not messing around here.
Scrooge, right?
It is, yeah. It is the best version of A Christmas Carol, and it is not Scrooge. It is a Muppet Christmas Carol, and yeah, I feel a little bad that we don't have like any ranking best representation. I didn't even have it on my top 10. I felt a little bad about that, but I would be livid if the Muppets do not make an appearance. So yeah, this is a fantastic film. Michael Caine was born to play against Muppets for some reason. He treats them like people, as they should. And there's just fantastic music in this, and it's a wonderful, wonderful film. Yeah.
PJ?
I mean, yes, absolutely, yes. I love this movie. It was not originally on my list because I knew that it would be on other people's list and I would be able to talk about some other things, which ended up not happening nearly as much because this thing became bloodthirsty real quick. So, yes, there's got to be Muppet representation on here.
Yeah, 100% yes.
Yeah, like I said, I talked about Muppet Family Christmas just because I wanted to, but yeah, if we're gonna have a Muppet movie on here, I knew it was going to be this one, and I am totally fine about that.
Tim?
Yeah.
Sure.
Tim is happy with the chaos that he's caused
All right,
tonight.
here's where we're at this juncture. There is one save left, and there is one kill left. Now is the time to decide if that kill is going to be used or not. And if not, then we move on to the ranking. And if it is, it is. I didn't even get to use my save.
I can't kill Jingle all the way again. Like I would like to use it on that again, but I feel like that is against the rules.
Well, we
already have it twice on the same one. Yeah.
We have to off.
Yeah,
off
we
camera.
broke the rule.
We have to solidify the rules at some point. But yeah.
Technically,
you can do it if you want. So.
Well, no, it's like because I tried to kill. That's why I was sorry, since I was the one who tried to kill it before.
I think you can only shoot at it one time.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
And that's what happened.
You're drawing a line there, at least. Okay.
Yeah, that's my because it was me.
Yeah, we
since
literally.
I'm the only person with the save left, can I exchange my save for a kill?
No.
No.
We said earlier that you couldn't do that, so
you decided to feud with me and use your kill, and there's no going back.
All right, well then we have a top 10 list with 9 very good films and 1 not so good film.
Look how happy Tim is, though. Like that's got to amount for something, right?
And now comes the difficult task of ranking them.
It's turbo time.
Can I say what I was specifically waiting to use my kill for, though? Because it never came up, and I'm shocked, but pleased.
I think we're going to talk about honorable mentions probably at some point. But yeah.
Was it? No, it was A Christmas Story, because I hate that fucking movie. Like,
it was not on my list.
I hate that movie, and I was very excited to kill it. So
it was on my list. I do like it, but it's very low on my list, and I had no intention.
I can't relate to a person who their whole like motivation is wanting a gun. Like, no, we're not doing that.
All right, it is time to make the ranking. So get a piece of paper or
I love that movie.
A whiteboard or your phone.
So let me get a whiteboard.
Poor Brandy. She says she feels personally rejected by what we've done.
So do I, Brandy. So do I.
I'll make a rule document.
That would be helpful, Chris.
To make everything.
You do call yourself a game master, after all.
Yeah, I should probably do that. This is chaotic. This is what I'm.
All right. So we're all going to start with what film we think should be in the 10th spot. If you've been paying attention at all, you know what my choice is. Is everyone ready to share what they think should be in the 10th spot?
Hold on, I had to change mine. Hold on. Okay.
PJ?
Jingle All the Way.
Tim?
White Christmas.
Yeah.
Me too. White Christmas. It's the only one I haven't seen on our top 10.
Well, honestly, I would have said It's a Wonderful Life, but I'm not just going to keep saying It's a Wonderful Life because I've never seen it. So that's legit.
Jingle All the Way got the majority of the votes, so
which I knew it would.
It gets in.
We made it.
All right. What is going at number 9? Let's get your votes in. We'll start with me.
I don't know why I erased it.
Everyone ready?
Yeah. All right.
The Santa Claus.
White Christmas.
Sticking at White Christmas.
Also, White Christmas.
There you go.
In number 9, we have White Christmas. All right, time for number 8.
This is legitimately hard now. I'm like mad at myself.
All right, Teresa, we start with you.
All right, I'm keeping with the Santa Claus.
Tim.
The Santa Claus.
Also Santa Claus.
Also Santa Claus.
Wow.
Christmas Vacation, but with a majority of the vote at number 8, we have the Santa Claus. All right, number 7.
The dogs are freaking out.
Somebody's mad about the Santa Claus being in number 8.
Tim, we start with you.
The Apartment.
Christmas Vacation.
Also Vacation.
Still Vacation.
Pat,
I put
you're
the Muppet
you're a
Christmas
liar.
Carol.
What I
You're
do?
a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Christmas Vacation is at number 7. Number 6. We start with Jen.
Home Alone.
PJ.
Shit. I was still trying to figure it out. I'm between two right now. All right.
Just say it.
Home Alone.
Die Hard.
The
Tree?
two I was between.
I had Muppet Christmas Carol.
So with 2, you said Home Alone, right, Jen?
Yeah, I said Home Alone.
So with 2 votes, Home Alone is in number 6. Way too low for my taste, but it's not one man's opinion, unfortunately. For number 5, well, I don't need to rewrite it. I'm sticking. We start with PJ.
Die Hard. I wrote it down.
Die Hard.
Yep,
Tree?
I swapped. I went Die Hard.
Tim.
I was gonna swap, but I just stuck with The Apartment.
I feel bad, but I said The Apartment.
We got 3 for Die Hard, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4.
All right.
And I believe we start with me.
Yep.
The Apartment.
Okay.
I went back to Muppet Christmas Carol.
Timothy.
Tim.
The Apartment.
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 So at number 4, we have The Apartment. Now we have 3 films left. So we'll vote for number 3. And then after that, we'll vote for our choice for number 1. So think hard and long.
Okay.
And we start with Tree.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Tim.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Ooh.
Jen.
Muppets.
I haven't seen the movie. Don't groan. I told you guys. I haven't seen the movie.
Muppets.
Muppet Christmas Carol. So at number 3, we have Muppet Christmas Carol. Now we're down to 2 films. It's a Wonderful Life and Elf. I don't find it shocking, Elf in the top 3. I really
I
don't.
don't either. James is like the only person I've ever seen who's like Elf is not a top 10.
I actually watched not all of it, but they did a live read today of the script.
Oh yeah, how was that? I haven't watched it.
If I'm being honest, it wasn't great, and I think it partly shows what Will Ferrell has said time and time again when asked if he would do a sequel. He's just too old now to make the character not creepy.
Yeah.
And he
fair.
also had like a big gray beard, so he looked more like Santa Claus than Ed Asner, who was clean shaven.
That could be the sequel, but he could become Santa.
That's actually a pretty good idea. All right, and now, okay, keep in mind, much like the finale of Big Brother, we are not voting for number 2 now. You're voting for number 1.
Yep.
I have a pretty good idea.
I think most of us know where this is about to go.
I mean, everyone, we all know where it's going to go.
My prediction from the start, and I believe we start with Tim.
Yeah, but I voted Elf because I haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life. So blah
Yeah,
blah 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 blah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
On everyone's
It's a
list.
Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And with that, we have our top 10 now. Let's take the opportunity now to go through any honorable mentions we may have had, any films that you didn't get to talk about, and let's not be too long, although if I'm being honest, we haven't gone as long as I thought we were, so you do not have to be that. I thought this was going to be like a 3-hour affair. It's only been like 90 minutes, so take your time and talk about some films that you would have perhaps mentioned that didn't make the list. And let's go in reverse order from the bottom up and start with Jen.
Yeah, honestly, this was surprising, but there was only one. They all technically were mentioned. They weren't nominated, but I do like A Christmas Story. That's one of those things that it's just one of those traditions of it's on all the time, and I see a lot of my family in that film, so it is very nostalgic for me. And I said before, Home Alone 2 was on my list. I do think it's the better film of the two, and any Rankin Bass, really. Like, I feel a little bad that we don't have him on here. I do like classic Rudolph and like Frosty and everything, but I really like Santa Claus is Coming to Town with Mickey Rooney as Santa. That's a really fun one that I think not a lot of people either know or see, because I feel like what is it, the Year Without a Santa Claus is the one with the snow miser, heat miser. Everybody remembers that one, but I really like the Santa Claus is Coming to Town because it's like the origin story of Santa, so it's very creative, a lot of fun. I don't have my list in front of me, so I'm trying to think of my honorable mentions, but yeah, like honestly, I don't hate this list. I think we did a really good job, so I'm proud of it. I'm amazed that Jingle All the Way made it. I kind of wanted it to. I didn't put it on my personal list, but I'm glad it's there.
We rejected exactly 10 movies too. That is interesting.
That's cool. Like, that's really cool. So I think we all did a great job. I'm surprised that Lethal Weapon didn't get mentioned, but I think that's because Die Hard is so strong that if you're going to put an action film on, that's the one that's going to happen. And I'm glad
it was that for me. And also, if we're talking fully holiday films, having a movie with Mel Gibson while we're talking about movies that maybe not the best idea, was just my thought process.
And like, I will just say, like, we mentioned The Holiday before as being a great representation of Hanukkah, and it's upsetting that we don't have any because they just don't really make Hanukkah films, and it's unfair because there's just so much that could be tapped into there. And unfortunately, 8 Crazy Nights is like the only one, and I hate that that's the one that you kind of have to hang your hat on. But so The Holiday's there for you.
I tried to save The Holiday real hard, but I also currently have 2 scripts I'm working on for like Hanukkah films.
Maxwell to the rescue. There you go. So hopefully next year, maybe we'll have some representation there. But yeah, so I'm proud of this list. I think we did a fine job, and I will go watch White Christmas sometime this week.
All right, Tim, are there any that you wanted to mention that didn't get mentioned by anybody at this up to the now?
Well, yeah, Home Alone 2 is the big one, which Jen mentioned. Christmas Story. Scrooge was on my list. Chris Clark would be happy about that. Maybe, I don't know. And then also, I also had Nightmare Before Christmas on my list as well, because I do think it covers both holidays, but I find it to be a little more Christmassy personally. So,
sure, Teresa.
Yeah, so I actually did put Year Without a Santa Claus on my list just because for me, like I said, that's another one that is the holidays, but I knew it would be a stretch to get it on here as a movie. So I was leaving that, and I was like, we'll talk about it later. But also there's Scrooged, I know Trading Places, and actually this wasn't on my top 10 list, but it was one that I watched recently and is really charming. If you haven't seen It Happened on Fifth Avenue, it's a great movie, and it's about like finding your own family. Go check that out. I think it's on HBO Max.
So everything that was on my top 10 got mentioned either by myself or someone else, but There were a couple others. I made a much longer list and then whittled it down that I'll just mention briefly. The Ice Harvest with John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton, I think is a really good Christmas noir dark comedy that I think is woefully underseen. Speaking of Billy Bob Thornton, I also quite like Bad Santa. Krampus didn't get mentioned. I'm sure PJ had it on his list and he just didn't get around to it. Batman Returns is another one that's really good. Arthur Christmas, I think, is quite delightful, and I was this close to putting it on my list, and I didn't. And then the other one, and I know this one's controversial. Some people hate it, some people love it. I tend to lean more towards the really like it category while recognizing some of its problems is Love Actually. I think The Holiday is kind of a better version of what Love Actually tries to do because it has more fleshed out relationships. You get to spend more time with the characters, and because of the shorthand of Love Actually, some of the relationships end up being a little uncomfortable at times, but I do think it has some really fun stuff in it. And Klaus, the Netflix animated film,
Klaus, that is really good.
Fantastic. Any of which would have been a better choice than Jingle All the Way. PJ?
I mean, pretty much everyone at this point has said the stuff that was left on mine: Home Alone 2, Scrooge, Love Actually, Krampus, but one that no one's really talked about is Gremlins. Another one that we're doing a watch along of. That's a movie that I love very, very much. One of my favorite spooky holiday films for Christmas time. Like, who doesn't love Gizmo? He's adorable.
It's fair. Well, that I think wraps up our Survivor Island. We have a top 10 list that's generally pretty solid. The fighting was kept to a relative minimum. And I see Star keeps bringing up Peanuts Christmas. I think we all sort of avoided shorts because there's a bunch of shorts we could have mentioned. Obviously, the Rankin Bass stuff.
The
of the Prep and Landing shorts that Disney did. The Peanuts
Little
Christmas.
Women. Little Women is what I want to
So, wait, which Little Women?
Any, but like honestly, I grew up loving the Winona Ryder one. Obviously,
I was like 94 Little Women all the way.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig's is still like that. I think is going to become one of the new watches every year because that one is just beautifully set at Christmas time. And I'm going through my list. I finally found my list. I also have, this is just for me, just to throw it out there. This is similar to the Christmas toy of Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Tim Curry as a organ.
I thought about mentioning that one too, yeah.
It's my favorite Disney.
It's fantastic.
God, is that you?
I have it on VHS.
It's me, God. Yeah.
I summoned the ghost of Christmas Tech with that one. So, yeah. Yeah, that's really it, honestly. Which is
and John Pierce keeps bringing up Shazam in the chat, which is a good point. It's a good movie, and it is a Christmassy movie.
And I've seen Trading Places.
Polar Express.
Too. Yeah.
Anyone else have any in the chat that you'd like us to mention that we haven't mentioned? Let us know.
And Chris Taylor says Reindeer Games.
Like I know that Prancer out there. I've never been a fan, but I know a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for that one. Like the Christmas Chronicles is, I think, going to be a new one for a lot of people. I think for if you haven't watched 2 yet, that is one of my favorite representations of the North Pole. It's just a beautiful little set that I kind of want to like go and visit. So yeah, and like I haven't watched Jingle Jangle yet, but they're pumping out a lot. So like there is a lot of content out there, and like even like the Hallmark kind of movies. I actually have one that has the font, like Henry Winkler, the Fonz is in it, and it's called The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and it's kind of, I love it. It's so cheesy, but I actually do love it. But yeah, so
I like Jingle Jangle a lot. James brings up Mickey Christmas Carol and The Family Stone, and I think this is The Family Man, which is also pretty good.
That's one of Brett Ratner's only real good movies, actually.
I forget he directed that because it is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I think that about does it. This really went much shorter than I thought.
I think that there was enough crossover that it made it easier. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a good amount of overlap. Like I didn't get to nominate a bunch because they had already been nominated by other people, which is fine. So before we get out of here and say our goodbyes, we'll just briefly go over a couple of things we have coming up. Tomorrow night we're doing a watch along of Christmas Vacation. I believe Teresa's going to be on that.
Yes.
And Tim.
Yeah, I was planning on it.
and myself and PJ, and I think James as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Awesome. And then, of course, the holiday fun continues this week. Back-to-back nights. Wednesday night, we're doing Suddenly soundtracks. Add it to playlist, which is very similar to what we just did, except there's no fighting. Everyone gets to name all 10 songs that are on their list, and that's going to be myself and PJ, Jen Kemp, host Chris Clark, and Danny from Call to Action. And then Thursday night, Front Center Mezzanine, much like we did in October for Halloween, we're doing our favorite holiday musicals. And we're being joined by Preston Max Allen, who's been on the channel a lot now and is a notable composer, as well as Mark Andreyko, who is a Schmoedown competitor, newly minted teams champion of the world, and also has a strong background in theater. He's a director. He loves musicals. I'm excited to finally have him on Front Center Mez. And those shows are going to be really fun. And then Friday night, we are doing a double feature watch along of two of the creepier Christmas movies, neither of which made our list, but were certainly mentioned at one time or another, and that is Krampus and Gremlins. And that about does it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope everyone on the panel isn't too mad at anybody else. Tim, we'll talk later. No, it's all in good fun. For like I said, I do like Jingle All the Way. I think it is overly maligned. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. There were so many other movies I would have put ahead of it, but that's the game, right? That's the game.
I had one movie in my mind that I wanted to make sure was on the list, and that was Jingle All the Way, just because I just like being crazy. So
I had one movie I wanted to make sure that was on the list, and it got killed. So what can I do? And that was The Holiday, because it has my favorite Hanukkah scene in.
That's the one that hurts. Yeah, but honestly, I kind of feel bad that I didn't save that one. But
like I said, I'm probably gonna go watch it right now for like my third time this season already. All right, Tim, anything in particular you want to promote, and where can everyone find you online?
No, I don't have anything to promote. I don't do anything other than I show up on here. So, but you can find me on Twitter at tfranco84, and those numbers are in fact my birthday. Yes.
So they mean something, is what you're saying.
They do mean something. So I'm old. And that's where you'll find me. So follow me or don't follow me. I don't care.
Awesome. Jen, anything to promote, and where can everyone find you online?
You can find me, Jen Kemp, on Twitter and Letterboxd at JKMemeQueen, and not much to promote. I'm in the Schmoedown, but it's not going on, so who cares? But yeah, definitely tune into the holiday playlist, because I have been listening to everyone's picks on the playlist, and it's going to be fantastic. And there will be fighting anyway, because that's just how we roll. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
I appreciate that you realize at this point that is just kind of our MO.
Teresa, what's going on with your podcast? What do you got to promote?
Yeah, so we recorded the last episode of the year for our podcast today. It is No Guilt Disney. So we largely talk about the theme parks, but as this has been a bit of an iffy year for theme park visits, there's just anything Disney related we are happy to talk about. We did talk about the episode that's coming out on Wednesday. It's basically any 2020 news, and then we did a lot of our favorites from the Disney's Investors Day, because that there's just so much. But you can also find me on Twitter at Gertie the Dino, and I'm wearing my Gertie the Dino sweater right now. So represent.
Yay. PJ?
You guys can find me pretty much on Twitter and Instagram at PJ_Campbell. You can find me here hanging out with all of you wonderful people, and kind of did what Jen said. You can usually find me at the Schmoedown, but that's kind of ended after yesterday. Thank you guys for everyone who tuned in and said all the very nice things. To the rest of you who wanted to complain about a little bit of stuff, well, that's fine too, I guess, but also kick rocks. The writers worked really hard on a 9.5-hour event, and then we just wanted to deliver something nice. So be nice. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, this was your first year as the head writer. I think you deserve nothing but an immense amount of respect and admiration. You did an incredible job. I think the variety and level of the questions were as strong as they have ever been in the history of the Schmoedown.
And it's only going to get more interesting.
Yes.
You should be incredibly proud. Anyone who has anything to say negative against the question writers can come see me in my new apartment with a baseball bat.
I appreciate you. I mean, look, I can say pretty much everyone on this call at one time or another was on calls with me at like god awful hours where I was panicking over matches and like trying to get shit together. Like, people don't realize the amount of energy and time and mental stability it takes to get through it. So, it's what it is, but I appreciate all of you. Thank you for a wonderful season.
And enjoy a much-deserved break before next season.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Chris Clark for helping out tonight behind the scenes. You can find him on pretty much all social platforms at Chris Clark 8788. As he likes to say, those numbers mean nothing. You can find me on Twitter at Cinemaxwell, on Instagram at Cinemaxwell Inc. And you can find me hanging around the Pajukin. So on behalf of myself and Tim and Jen and Tree and PJ, I say happy holidays. Thanks for joining us, and we will hopefully see you tomorrow night for a Christmas vacation. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.